Hey boys and girls. Okay, so we're going to do one more problem today with whole numbers times mixed numbers. All right, so get ready. This is another one you might want to do with me as they get a little more advanced. Here we go. Let's start with 9 times 4 and 1/6. All right, so first step, we know that we have to take that first whole number and turn it into fraction form. We can do that by putting it over 1. It is a fraction. Very good. Now, next step, we need to turn that mixed number into improper fraction so we can multiply. So I'm going to use another color. Here we go. We're going to take these numbers, multiply 4 times 6. That is 24. Plus 1 is 25. We're going to write that down, 25. And then the denominator stays the same, 25/6. Okay, excellent. Let me switch back to another color here. Now, we know that we have to multiply our numerators and our denominators, but you'll notice this numerator is a big one. So this is where you have to decide whether you want to use the lattice method or if you want to use traditional. I'm going to use traditional today. So over here on the side, we're going to do that. 25 times 9. All right, let's do that. 5 times 9 or 9 times 5 is 45. Carry the 4 in the tens. Multiply 9 times 2 is 18 plus 4, so that would be 22. So we get 225. So therefore, our numerator is 225, and if we multiply our denominator, 1 times 6 is 6. So yeah, that improper fraction is a big one, 225/6. Now, for some teachers, that's fine. You can leave it in that form, but your teacher may ask you to convert that back into a mixed number. If that's the case, we'll work on the next slide and do that. Okay, so now you have 225 over 6. We have to turn that into a division problem. So we're going to take that top number, 225, and we're going to divide it by 6. And this is where we need to use that partial quotients that we learned weeks ago. All right, so now we have to think big. We want to think, how can we get close to 225? Again, if we just think like with basic 6 facts, 6 times 10, 60. That's great, but it's going to take us a while to get there. So if we double that, 6 times 20, that would give us 120. That's a little closer, right? And you could do these over on the side if you want. Or let's try with 30 times 6 and see what we would get. 0 times 6 is 0. 3 times 6 is 18. That's pretty good. 180 is not too bad. What if we did 40 times 6? If that's too much, we'll go back to 30 times 6. Okay, let's try 40 times 6. What would that be? It might be too much. 0 times 6 is 0. 4 times 6 is 24. 240 is over. Definitely not going to work. Too much. So we're going to go back to 30 times 6. That's pretty close. So if we recall, in case we forgot, 30 times 6, 0 times 6 is 0. 3 times 6 is 180. Okay, so we're going to try that. We're going to write our 30 on the outside here and 180 here. I'll go ahead and erase this and get this out of the way again for you. You can leave it on your paper. All right. I have a scarcity of space. Those of you remember our economics lessons. All right, here we go. Now let's subtract the difference here. We have 5 minus 0 is 5. We can't do 2 minus 8. So let's go to our neighbor, the hundreds. We're going to take 1 away. That gives them 10. 10 and 2 is 12, right? Now we can subtract. 12 minus 8 is 4, and we know 1 minus 1 is 0. But we're not done here. So we have a difference now of 45. So we have to think of our 6 facts again. And we want to get close. So start thinking about 6 facts. Like 6 times 5 is 30. 6 times 6 is 36. We want to get close to 45 or exactly 45. 6 times 7 is 42. Ooh, that's pretty close. 6 times 8 is 48. Nope, that's going to go over, so that won't work. So the closest we can get is 6 times 7. So write that 7 down here on the outside. 42. We're going to subtract that and get the difference. 5 minus 2 is 3. All right, that's as far as we can go. We're going to have a remainder of 3 because 6 can't go into 3. So take this answer on the outside. That is your quotient. Let's add it up. 37. There we go. Now we're almost done. So we're going to I'm going to switch to another color. You can celebrate when we finish this last problem for the day. All right, so we're going to take that number on the top, 37. That's going to be our whole number, 37. We're going to come down here to the remainder. That's going to be 3. And then we're going to go over to the divisor, which is 6. And that is fine. 37 and 3 6 is totally fine. By the way, 3 6 is equivalent to 1/2. So if your teacher in future grades wanted you to reduce it a little more, it would be 37 1/2. But really, 37 and 1/2 is equal to 37 and 3 6, which is all equal to the improper fraction 225/6. Woo! You did it, boys and girls. I'm super proud of you. Happy Friday. Go rest your brain and enjoy the beautiful weekend. Hopefully it's not raining. Let's pray for some sunshine. Bye, everyone.